Hey there, it's Dr. Yashima, and I'd like to share with you our ITV tip of the day. It stems from a quote that I find really powerful. It says, "Your opinion does not move me, but it certainly motivates me." Now listen, I think one of the greatest untruths, myths, lies that we tell our children and that so many of us grow up believing and even saying in our ignorance as adults is this idea of sticks and stones may break your bones, but words will never harm you. Listen, words are powerful. Process that. Words are powerful. In fact, words are containers literally carrying success and failure, victory and defeat are contained in words. How many of us have actually done almost impossible feats because somebody said, "I believe you can"? And how many folks have fallen victim? How many folks have fall subject to negative words? And all of a sudden, what you thought might have been possible, when someone says it's not possible because they think that you're crazy for thinking it, for believing it, that it actually didn't happen. So listen, I cannot stress enough the significance of the power of words to frame your life and death, literally being in the words that you say to yourself on a regular basis. That's why I believe in the power of affirmation. But I want to share with you really quickly in this video 5 simple steps so that you too cannot be moved by people's words, almost the way that tree branches and leaves blow in the wind, but that you can be motivated, as in propelled, by people's words, if it's positive or negative. So the first thing I want you to do is assess, is it true? Is there any validity in what it is that you're hearing? If the answer is yes, it's valid, the critique is valid, then you need to do the work behind it, right? Another video for another day. But if the answer is no, I want you to go on to step 2, which is what I call my GPS check. One of the things I find so interesting that is really so typical of our enemies, right? Our enemies oftentimes see in us what we don't see in ourselves. Yeah, process that. I want to say that again. Our enemies oftentimes see in us what we don't see in ourselves. And so when folks are like coming at us for these things that are supposed to be oh so negative, that is really should be a mirror and almost a light on what our strengths are, what some of our strongest attributes are, and the things that we actually need to develop. So I want you to think about that. If it's not true, then I want you to think about, well, what happens if it actually is true? Conflict? Not at all. It's not true as in you're not arrogant. You know that you are not arrogant, right? No, not true. However, when I get to step number 2 as a GPS check, well, now, are they mistaking what is confidence, which is what they are not, that they are calling arrogance? Then maybe my confidence actually becomes an attribute that I need to learn to leverage in my business life, in my personal life, in my ministry, right? So you've got to think about, is it true? No. But is there some truth that I can find in that actually works to my benefit? Step number 3. Is I want you to embrace it then. So once you identify, no, it's not arrogance, it's actually confidence. I am choosing to be a confident woman, a confident man, a confident student, a confident minister of the gospel, a confident corporate executive. Whatever that is, you've got to now embrace it and fully own it. Own it as if you said it about yourself to begin with. Step number 4 then is I want you to keep gaining or keep growing in that area, to be intentional about feeding yourself. What does it mean to be confident and to walk into confidence, and knowing that there's a fine line between confidence and arrogance, and really being able to develop that personal attribute or professional attribute or spiritual attribute that you really didn't think you had, that your enemy helped you to identify. And the very last step, step number 5, I call it A&A. I want you to affirm and I want you to find accountability. Accountability is the individual who you can trust to say, you know what, I am working on my confidence this year, packaging it externally, making sure I'm living it internally. So whenever you hear me having self-doubt and having conversations that are really almost damaging to myself, that my self-talk is not what it needs to be, I need you to check me on it. We all all need to have that accountability partner. But I also then want you to write affirmations, which are words that you can say to yourself each and every day. Listen, I'm a communications executive, and I totally believe that the most important talk that anyone can ever have is the talk that they have with themselves. So what you say about yourself matters. And I want you to focus on that this entire year, is having affirmations, positive words. And so write your affirmation about confidence so that you can develop into the person that God has ultimately called you to be, and the person that you really see in your mind's eye. I certainly hope this was helpful to you. I want you to subscribe to the page and check back here often and share the word that Dr. Yashima ITV is live.